Ladies and gentlemen, today I'm going to show you how I got the highest round on Shadows of Evil without using the double pack-a-punch once. This is called no AATs. So basically, if you don't understand what this means, I did not use Dead Wire, Turned, Blast Furnace, all those double pack-a-punch things that basically make Black Ops 3 super OP. I did not use one of those, and today I'm going to show you what I did to get the highest round on Shadows of Evil without using AATs. Now I'm going to suggest you guys watch the last video I made, which showed you how to actually bypass the death barrier injunction. To do any Shadows of Evil high round, you actually need to bypass a death barrier, and there's really no point of me getting into how to do that in this video because I literally just made that video last week. So definitely go check that out if you're interested in that. But specifically for no AATs, the difference between this is, of course, you don't need to open up Pack-a-Punch, and you don't need to use Crate Power or Bullet Boost. For a normal Megas high round on Shadows of Evil, you typically want to use Wall Power and Bullet Boost to Pack-a-Punch your weapons and to get AATs. But since we are not using AATs, there is actually no need for us to use those Gobblegums. Now, if you don't know already, if you open up the Pack-a-Punch, this actually causes meatballs to spawn in. You don't want meatballs to spawn in because one, they're just very annoying, and two, they actually slow down your game a lot. So using no AATs, there's really literally no need to open up the Pack-a-Punch machine because I don't really care about having a Pack-a-Punch weapon, maybe for more ammo, but when you're around 205, you know, your weapon really does nothing at that point. So for no AATs, it really doesn't matter, but of course for normal Megas high rounds, it is still definitely worth not opening a Pack-a-Punch, just simply because it is so much faster to not have Pack-a-Punch open. But we are talking about the no AATs in this video, so yeah, do not worry about opening up any Pack-a-Punch. You do not need to even do the rituals. Now, I will say this, opening rituals actually shortens your reset by about 4 hours, so if you're worried you're going to hit reset, then definitely start doing rituals. But I mean, other than that, there's literally no reason to do rituals. Now, I love doing no AATs just because it is so nice to not care about being fast. You see right here, like, I'm just playing however I want. You can probably tell my time is super slow. I don't care. I'm not speedrunning. There's no one I'm comparing to. All I'm trying to do is get a high round. I'm going as slow as I want, chill as I want. I'm not even doing the beast skips for the sword signs. I do not care. So this is why I love no AATs, because no AATs, there really is no need to actually speedrun, because in a normal high round, you do kind of want to go fast because you are competing against the other people that completed this high round. But in no AATs, all that matters is that you get to that 255. You'll see here we are fully set up now. We have all of our perks, we got our sword, we have our apothecary. This is actually Shady's camo pack. It is in my Discord, so I'll make sure I link that for you guys down below if you are interested in using it. For the Gobblegums we're using, this is a very typical high round Gobblegum setup. We have obviously raindrops, cashback, alchem, shopping free. But then our fifth Gobblegum is very interesting because obviously we're not going to use temporal gift because on Shadows of Evil, if you don't know, you only get 2 drops around, so drops really aren't going to help you at all. We could use Idolize, I guess. I did see people have used that in the past, but really not worth it in my opinion. Fifth gum we used is actually Killjoys. Now, Killjoys are very nice because not only is it a 30-second insta-kill, kill as many zombies as you want, but also because we are using our sword a lot, we use an insta-kill, then we actually get a full sword back. So not only does an insta-kill allow us to kill 30 seconds with insta-kill, but it also allows us to pull out that sword and kill for as long as we can with that sword as well. So it's a very nice thing. Obviously 2 insta-kills, that's 1 minute of killing with insta-kills, and then also 2 sword activations. Think about every other Gobblegum on this game. I really don't know what other Gobblegum I would really use that might be beneficial. Insta-kills are much better than death machines, obviously, just because death machines aren't insta-kill, so I really is no other choice. Also, speaking of the sword, when it comes to getting your sword, you are going to want to only have the non-upgraded sword. I think this is one of the only maps where not upgrading something might actually be better than upgrading it. The reason you want the non-upgraded sword is because of that slam feature where you can just constantly slam your sword. It is much better for this strategy because, as you see right here, the zombies come out of the ground spawn, and because of this, you can just spam the ground with your sword and kill them instantly as they spawn. Now, the Pack-a-Punch sword or the upgraded sword is very good for other strategies where zombies are coming out of, you know, a barrier, running around. But zombies where they're coming out of a ground and just spawning and having to climb up or whatever, the slamming effect is so perfect. And for this strategy, having the unupgraded sword is so much faster and easier than an upgraded sword. Now, for these early rounds, it is really just simple what I'm doing. Just shoot an apothecary shot out there and then shoot an apothecary shot down at the ground. Now, I did mention this in my junction video, but I will explain it again here. The only way you're going to crash using the Apothecary Servant using the strategy is if you actually shoot a shot near the railing. So you see this railing that I'm literally on top of right now. If I shoot a shot literally right next to the railing, on the ground, like right next to the railing, then I will definitely crash. So you definitely do not want to shoot a shot on the railing. You want to shoot a shot at the ground spawn down there, or you want to shoot a shot little glass window over here. So I mean, those are the only ways you're gonna, you know, survive and not crash. You don't want to shoot it near the railing at all. The little thing I noted in my video was that the middle of the red circle all the way to the railing is like the no zone. You do not want to shoot an apothecary shot in the middle of the circle all the way to the railing. Now here we are skipping a little to 89. Only have an insta-kill here, as you can see, and it is very key to save as much points as you want, especially in the early games, because as you progress into the later rounds, maybe in the 140s, 150s, 160s, you know, ammo is going to become dire. Ammo is not going to just become very easily to get. So you want to get as many points as you can now, so when you are in those later times, you can actually double hit the gobble machine, get more raindrops, get more alchems, all of that. So that is definitely a good thing to note as well. You see here, I'm using my insta-kill, and once that finishes, we start doing the sword slam. Literally all you do is just hold the aim button and spam shoot, and as I'm doing this, all the zombies in the ground spawn are basically dying instantly. So it is a very helpful thing for the strategy. If you're doing waterfront, I would definitely not use this sword. I would use the upgraded one. But if you're doing junction, 100,000,000% use the unupgraded sword. Now we're skipping the 160 because obviously it's really just the same thing all the way up until this point. There's a couple things that I really wish I did going up until this point, because obviously at this point, this is my highest round on SOE. I never really high rounded SOE before this. So up until this point, I definitely realized I should have definitely upgraded Arnie's. Using Arnie's is definitely not fast at all, but using Arnie's gives you a lot of points. You're going to see right here, I throw an Arnie. Look at my point counter. Watch. It is flying. Now imagine if this Arnie was upgraded, and imagine if I was also shooting my Dingo or shooting my Elcar at the horde that was getting killed with Arnie's. I would have had a lot of points. And imagine if I started doing this basically instantly when I started popping Raindrop. This might be a very slow point to round 100, but if I started doing this at, you know, round 30 or maybe round 50, the amount of points I would have at 200 would have probably been an extra 1 million or 2 million points up until that point. So it would have been very, very helpful to, you know, start getting a lot of points as early as possible. This is only something I started doing very late into the game, past 100. So if I ever do this again, I would definitely upgrade Arnie's, and I would definitely start shooting, you know, Dingo into the horde while they're dying to the Arnie, or maybe the Elcar, anything. But I would definitely also just the fact of using Arnie's. Before I pop a cashback or before I pop a raindrops, the only downside to throwing an Arnie before I pop those gobblegums is the fact that it's going to be slow. You know, obviously, the fastest thing to do would be to pop a raindrops and then just grab the death machine and kill zombies. But we're trying to get points, and if you think about it in the whole scheme of things, getting those points with the Arnies might allow me to get an extra 1,000,000 points, and that extra 1,000,000 points could be an extra alchem in the game. And getting an extra alchem can definitely save you a lot of time. It could even save you, you know, a whole trade out. Now, obviously, up until this point, all we've been using is the Apothecary Servant. But there is a new technology, a new tech, whatever you want to call it, for Shadows of Evil No AT specifically, that is very helpful to getting round 255 on this without even having to trade out once. Now, if you were watching me and you clicked on my stream randomly, you would have been so freaking confused on what I was doing, because you can see right here, I literally slammed the sword, and then I kill all the zombies that are slammed by the sword. Now, you might go hop in a Shadows of Evil game and try this, and you're like, it's not working. I'm trying to do this. The zombies are not insta-kill. They're not dying. Then you're just going to be like, okay, he's hacking or something. No. This is actually very similar to what happens on Black Ops 1 with insta-kill rounds. After a certain point on Black Ops 1, on 163 plus, the rounds become insta-kill. Every single zombie on those rounds is insta-kill. You shoot them once, they die. So somebody watching that, a Black Ops 1 game, would think those guys are hacking, because how are you just killing zombies and they're dying instantly? It is a similar thing on Shadows of Evil with the sword. If you slam the sword once, all the zombies become insta-kill. Do not ask me why. The game is broken. I don't understand why. And now, actually, if you add players to the game, so say if you do co-op 2 players, it actually starts at 130. If you do 3 players, 4 players, it goes even lower than this. For solo, it's 162. On 162, you can start insta-killing zombies with the sword. Now, there is a couple of rounds before 162, so I'm not sure exactly which rounds. It could be like 160, 158. But after 162, every single round, when you slam the sword once, you don't have to do it twice, just once, the zombies become insta-kill. Now, it is very key, actually, that you do not do it multiple times, because if you do it multiple times, then the zombies are actually going to die to the sword, And if you are even noticing what I'm doing, I put the sword away, kill the zombies, then as I kill the zombies that are insta-kill, I get my sword back, and I just constantly do this. This is similar to the cherry strategy on Rise and Jack, where you pull out your Ragnarok, slam, then shoot them with dead wire, then reload with electric cherry, then slam, all that constantly. When you're constantly getting your Ragnaroks back, it's the same thing with this. You're constantly getting your sword back. What I did is if I had no hit for the Gobblegum machine, so say I don't have enough to double hit, which you see right now I do not have enough, and I had no Gobblegum on me, what I would do is I would start doing the strategy. So there's no need to go to like 1-3 in your Apothecon or 1-2. I would definitely suggest just doing it with a full Apothecon. Stay with a whole entire Apothecon and do this. Now, what I would suggest is using Arnie's if you have a possible Parasite round next round. So that is what I did. Say I had a possible Parasite on round 192. I would use all of my Arnie's before I actually started slamming, just to get as much points as I possibly can. But other than that, I mean, this is really the majority of what you're supposed to do for this strategy. This mainly, and then obviously using the Apothecon. Now here I'm going to walk through exactly what I was doing throughout the whole entire game. When I had, an alot come on me or I had ammo, I would go ahead and shoot an Apothecon shot at this window. This is actually another thing I started doing much later. Shooting it at the window allows zombies to die as respawning as well. Once I had a full sword, after shooting Apothecon and training them by the window, I would pull out my sword, do this little slam thing until the sword ran out. And then once we start nearing the end of the sword, we're going to get ready to leave. As soon as it hits red, so we're looking, it hits red, we start walking back over here, pull out our Apothecon servant, keep doing that training thing over and over and over again. Now, this is what we do. We use our alchems, we use our raindrops. Raindrops are very nice. Obviously, when you have raindrops, make sure to use that death machine first. Get as many kills with that death machine. Once the insta-kill is about to fly away, then go ahead and grab the insta-kill, just so you can have a minute of killing, opposed to having a death machine and insta-kill combined, which is not going to get you as many kills as obviously separating them. Of course, like I was saying before, make sure you're using your Arnie's before you pop your max ammos, so before your raindrops and before your cashbacks, use your Arnie's to get extra kills. You can use your Arnie's to get your sword back as well. Make sure when you're using your Arnie's, once the Arnie explodes at the end, that you have your Apothecon servant out. Do not ask me why, but for some reason, when the Arnie's explode and your Apothecon servant is in your hand, the Arnie has like an Apothecon servant effect that kills all the zombies. So make sure you have that, because this helps you get more kills and also helps you get more charges for your sword. Now right here you see we have our alchem. It is about to expire. So what we do is we come over here and get ready to do sword slams. Even though I have 1-9 in my Apothecon, there is no more Gobblegums, no more Gobblegum to hit for. So we are going to start doing sword slams. We just do a nice little loop, shoot zombies, kind of make sure to do a loop around. Now I do run out with my Alcar, but if I have no Widow's Wine, I will definitely run out with my Apothecon instead. It is very nice having Widow's Wine, and do not worry about Widow's Airing unless you are very bad. I would definitely say it is very hard to Widow's Air on this. Another thing as well is make sure you always have a shield. That's going to help you as well. If your shield breaks, literally all you do is just go back and run and get it. I would definitely suggest making it in canals, because obviously canals is literally right there, very easy and accessible to get your shield. This is all you do. You just watch what I'm doing. If any questions about this strategy specifically, definitely make sure to ask me in the comments. You can DM me on Discord. Anything, I'm more than happy to help. I'm not gatekeeping any information. If you're confused about anything or don't know how to do something specifically, just let me know. I'll make sure to answer. Right here, you see we have a Parasite round, and you'll notice I go right to canals. Now, you might be wondering, like, is this faster? Like, is there a specific reason he's trying to speed up his game or something? No. For some reason, do not ask me why. There's a lot of things that I've been saying for some reason. Do not ask me why, but for real. There makes no sense how this works. But if you kill the round, so say you end the round in canals, or the Parasite round, if you end the Parasite round in canals, when you go back to a normal zombies round, so we're back at around 218, what happens is, every time a Parasite spawns while I'm killing normal zombies, it's gonna fly all the way to canals. And now, this is not really the fastest thing. Obviously, this can be a little bit slow, because obviously we have a zombie that's in canals, or a Parasite, whatever is in canals. So maybe if you're trying to be super fast, I wouldn't do this. But this is such a nice thing to do, especially because when you're doing that sword slam thing that I was showing you, the insta-kill sword slam, if a Parasite shoots the horde, it actually kills the entire horde. So you're not going to be able to get your sword back with the insta-kill, and you're going to have to waste the Apothecon shot to get your sword. So it is a very nice thing to do for that matter. So that actually does mean that Parasites can damage zombies, even if it's just 1 HP. Definitely trying to avoid, Parasites killing your horde. You can see right here, they're kind of flying away from me, which is a super nice. Don't have to deal with them, don't have to worry about them at all. Another thing as well is the purple pods. I do definitely suggest going around the map and popping the purple pods. You know, you can get max ammos from them. They also do progress towards your drop cycle as well. So if you get an insta-kill from the purple pod, that means that is the insta-kill that's in your normal drop cycle that you get from zombies. So don't worry about getting an insta-kill from, you know, the zombies when you got one from the purple pod. So it is a very nice thing in that regard as well. The only thing I would say is, if you do play too long, obviously you'll get the blackout glitch or whatever in Waterfront. I would suggest just avoiding Waterfront entirely, because there is literally no point in risking dying because you want to get a purple pod that might not even give you a drop. So other than that, guys, that is really the basics and everything I have to say for this strategy. There might be a couple things I'm missing, so if you get into any circumstance and you don't understand what to do or how to get out of it, just ask me. I'll make sure to help you. I probably got into a couple like weird circumstances that I didn't know how to get out of, so definitely make sure to ask me if you guys have any questions about anything. Now, obviously before me, the world record was 2:15, so already at this point I did have the world record. Now, I will say the ending to my game was very depressing. I have to say, it is a very sad ending to this game. I was definitely planning on getting 255. There was nothing stopping me. I really was no challenge to this. This is a very easy high round, definitely not hard at all. I was looking really good on time. Obviously 33 hours at 226. The reset is like 60 hours, so definitely not worried at all about hitting reset. We're looking like a very smooth sail to 255. Now right here you guys see we ended up taking it down on 237. Now you might be wondering, you know, there was a big jump from the last footage I saw to what this footage is. Now I ended up being really busy from Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, so I wasn't able to stream as much. But because I'm not able to stream does not mean I'm not able to play the game. So I ended up, you know, taking it down here. And as soon as I took it down, I didn't know what was going to happen after, so I started recording instantly. So right here you see I'm recording 237, and, you know, we ended up getting everything back. I'm going to go ahead and go a little bit more into the VOD. You'll see here we have our perks back. We got everything back. We're going back to training. I just had to focus up a little bit more and get everything back to normal. And then if we end up going back to the end of this, you're going to see we're on 239 right here, 41 hours into the game. And everything's always smooth sailing. You know, we're back to normal basically. All we need is our quick revive back. So I wasn't really worried about anything. And then the next day, this was on Saturday night. Sunday morning, I was planning on streaming a little bit, but as I was watching football on my second monitor and playing a little bit of Shadows of Evil, I was on round 240. There's no footage of me being on round 240. So the world record is 239 because there's no footage of 240 happening. But I was on round 240 and my power ended up cutting out completely as I was playing the game. So there is no footage of the last moments of this game, unfortunately, which is my fault entirely. There's definitely no one else to blame except for me for not having the footage of 240. But what sucks the most is that I wasn't able to get 255 simply just because my power cut out. It was very unfortunate. It was totally out of my control. I mean, I was literally sitting at my computer and everything turned off. I was scared my computer fried. I wasn't even thinking about the game. So my computer turned off, my fan turned off, everything, my lights turned. So I was like, okay, dude. So it's unfortunate, but 240, I guess, is the world record. But obviously on ZWR, it'll be 239 instead. But that is the end of the game. I hope you guys did enjoy the video. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and ask any questions if you have about anything zombies related. Let me know what other world records you guys want me to go for. I am always up for suggestions, and I hope you guys have a phenomenal day, and I will see you later.